Do you ever wake up and feel utterly sick at the thought of dealing with your mundane life again? Sometimes it just hits you that all you do is wake up, work, come home and distract yourself until bedtime. All just to do the same again tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. You're probably expecting me here today to teach you some awe-inspiring way to remove yourself from your present situation. To tell you how you can work hard to achieve an enjoyable life at some point in the distant future. But unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm not going to do so. What I am going to share with you, however, is that the life you have right at this minute contains a level of beauty unknown to the vast majority of us. We often take for granted the lives we have, especially when the same things are happening day in and day out. It's quite often we go about our day-to-day lives with our eyes closed, blind to the world around us, in complete autopilot. You may notice the things going on around you, the people moving here and there, a sea of noise in your daily commute to work, or journey from one place to another. But if you pause and take a minute, what can you really see? Beyond the objective, what is unfolding around you? Connections are being made everywhere without you even realizing. The connection to the task at hand, washing the dishes, tidying the house. These are important connections we ignore to try and get to the more pleasurable things. But even then, we get there, and our brains are always looking for the next hit of dopamine from some future activity. By focusing on the moment at hand, everything else, all the noise can begin to fade away, and we are left with the essence of what actually is. I can assure you, the beauty in the so-called mundane tasks when you choose to fully, mentally and physically engage with them is huge. It opens up a silence in your mind too enjoyable to pass on. I can also assure you, this is the kind of beauty that when you strip back all the preconceived ideas of what the mundane activity is, it will shine brighter than 1,000 suns. Life in a northern town can often be seen as a depressing, soul-sucking existence, one in which we have to accept that the weather and perceived poverty of the place are the factors that have ownership of your perception of the space around you. This isn't just true of northern towns in England. I'm sure you can relate this to your own country and place of living too. But I can assure you, there is more to the life that happens in these places than what meets the eye. Notice that I say life, because that's what it is. Hundreds, if not thousands, of human connections happening at any given time. The human experience engaging with itself again and again, reflecting itself back at itself in the seemingly endless mirror maze we call life. A parent holding their child's hand, the love being transferred from one being to another. Two friends sharing their struggles and pain. A family that shares a deep bond and happiness that we often overlook, or just don't pay attention to. Because why would we? It's not our life. It has nothing to do with us, right? There are so many stories happening around us, but we tend to get lost in our own narrative before appreciating the beauty that surrounds us. I challenge you to pause the next time you are in a busy public place. Instead of getting frustrated with the busyness of it all, instead of perceiving yourself as better than or worse than, open your eyes to the stories that are unfolding around you. By doing this, we can help reduce our own ego that often blinds us to our surroundings. It's definitely not easy to do, might I add, but at the same time, it's the easiest thing in the world. It all depends on how you can switch from the level of judgment to the level of non-judgment. Even the buildings around you, the alleyways, the things that aren't aesthetically beautiful, hold so many stories, so much history. They are places where our shared life exists. We share our lives with more than 8 billion people at the time of writing this. We are one microscopic part of the human collective. We are so insignificant, yet so important at the same time. Use this knowledge to humble yourself, to take a step back from your own life, to connect with the world around you. All these ideas I talk about, I do not put them forward as facts. They can be disputed, and in your eyes, they may be delusions, but that is the beauty of the human experience, no? My ramblings can be torn apart quite easily. You can choose to disagree and absolutely despise them. But this is my perception of the world. This is my space to figure out the mess that is my own mind. The duality of these thoughts can be a crazy ride. I most surely lack the mental stability needed in order to constantly perceive the world this way. For I am human. I too get sucked into the intense darkness that the human experience can bring. I am in no way telling you how to live your life. If your answers to our collective experience makes you happy, or at least make sense in a way that you are going to be okay living with, then good for you. But for me, being able to see the beauty in the mundane, the beauty in each one of our everyday lives that we so often overlook, has helped me feel more connected than ever before to the world around me. It helps me to become less egocentric, less focused on my own wants and needs, and more focused on the present moment, and the connection to the spaces and people around us. No matter where your life may be currently at and how you perceive it, the world is an enchanting place. Your world is an enchanting place. There is beauty in every moment we experience, if we choose to see it as such. There is beauty in the mundane.